Namaste. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session on shoulders. I'm going to start today with, like I just said, a blanket on top of my mat so we can use it in a moment. But before I use the blanket, specifically, I'm going to start with a belt that it's looped, right? I did the buckle thing, so I have a really big loop. Now, usually when we do stuff with the belt, it's important that you keep the tail of your belt in the side of your dominant hand so you can play with it, okay? So I'm leaving it on my right side. And usually also we try to avoid getting the buckle in our skin because it can hurt. So I try to leave that out, okay? So one end of the belt without the buckle, I'm going to bring it behind my head and I'm going to put it right above my ears. I'm ears. My daughter always says that I say ears and ears a different way, and it's wrong. But you know what I mean in your body, okay? So what I want to say is that I'm going to be a little careful because I have my microphone with me, but in my ears. But you just hook it on top of it, okay? So it's kind of like when you have a headband, and then after doing that and having it more or less there, I'm going to lie down and I'm going to actually start on the right. I'm going to put my right foot inside the belt as well. Now I'm readjusting a little and I'm going to make sure that I can press. I don't want my headphone to get out. I'm going to make sure that the base of my toes can press into the belt and that my head is resting on the belt, okay? Magically, this belt is more or less the size that I need, but you adjust it with your hand, right? Like with the tail, you pull or you loosen it if you need. And the idea for this is, I hope you can see that my head is not touching down, so I'm not here all the way on the floor. It's a little bit of a teeter-totter thing. My leg goes towards a vertical leg, but I'm not locking my knee. So you can micro bend like I'm showing and leaving the belt a little bit loose. Sorry, leaving the knee a little bit loose. So you're not really pulling too much from your hamstrings, okay? This is a very good exercise to stretch neck, upper back, and shoulders. And at the same time, we are opening the back of the leg. So it's a double thing, okay? So here, once you set it up, you're going to try and drop the shoulders to let them just come loosely towards the mat. They don't have to touch all the way. Mine, they are touching, but not all the way, okay? So you let them drop, you let the head rest on your belt. And if you can, and it feels okay in your back, because sometimes the lower back is a little sensitive, then you extend the left leg and you push through the heel, okay? If that doesn't feel good, no worries. Bend the left knee, put the foot down, okay? Now, once I'm here, I'm going to soften the face and very gently, you're going to do a bending or flexion action in your knee and then push again through the base of your toes to extend the legs. So we also, like I said, we start opening the hamstrings a little more, okay? So I'm bending my right knee and then I'm pushing. You see that my head is still heavy. I'm not moving it, right? I'm letting it just drop on the in the belt, okay? And again, bending and then extending. If your hamstrings are okay and you are not feeling any pull or any strong sensation there, of course you can tighten that belt a little more, just a tiny bit, and keep pushing through your heel and the base of your toes, okay? Take 2 big breaths here. This is a short practice, right? So try to connect to your breath. Stay present with it. Notice the rise and fall. Where is it that you feel that rise and fall in your body? Coming back over and over to your breath is an excellent practice of staying connected with what's happening now. Our brains are pretty wired to jump into memory, stories, things to fix. So see if you can release a little bit of that by just coming over and over back to your breath. You can sense the temperature of the breath. You can maybe feel if it's touching the back of your throat or the entryway in the nostrils. You can also sense if there's any smell or taste to your breath. All of those things that make for the quality of it help you stay connected to what's happening now. Another breath here. I start feeling more and more of that stretch in my leg, but also I'm lengthening and passively opening up the neck muscles connected to the shoulders. And then slowly I'm going to go hold my belt, switch, put my left foot with the base of my toes touching into that belt and releasing the right leg down. Again, if you need to start with the right foot pressing into your blanket, you can do that instead. And if you're okay extending, you extend. Then readjust the belt if you need. Sometimes one leg is a little longer or shorter than the other. And then again, let the head rest on that belt, relax the arms, and we're going to do a few pumps with that heel pushing up and then bending the knee. When I'm extending the leg, I'm trying to contract my quad muscles and the kneecap into the back of the leg to help that opening. And then I re-bend and re-extend. Just take a few of those for you if you feel that it's helpful. This is helpful because instead of like pushing the muscles right away into that extension, we are teaching in a way, right, our brain and our bodies to slowly get into that place. So you can do a few of those. And if you feel ready to become more still, then you pause, pushing through your heel and the base of your toes. Rest the head into that strap. And notice again sensations arising in the body and the movement of the breath. One more. Steady inhalation, fluid. And if you can, you make it a little deeper. And the exhale as well. Good. Then slowly with my hands, I'm going to go and catch that belt, take the leg out, slowly take that belt out to the side and rest for a moment with your whole body on your blanket or mat, just to feel your whole structure releasing and the sensations in the neck as well. Okay, good. Then we are going to bend the knees and place the feet on the mat. You can keep your arms to the sides and we're going to work the shoulders a little more, okay? And I'm going to start with my right shoulder and without lifting my head at all, I'm just going to shrug that shoulder up, like if I wanted to take it towards the left knee, okay? So it's in a diagonal. So I'm going that way and then I'm releasing. And then I'm going to change left shoulder over to the right and come back. So imagine like if you're shrugging your shoulders, right, one at a time. Right to left and release. Left to right and release. Now notice the pressure of your head onto your blanket as you do the movement. And try and go with your breath. Inhaling, you shrug that shoulder up. Exhaling, let it go. Let's go again. Right shoulder or the one that it's now lifting and release. Second side and down. Okay, I'm going to add one more. Each side. Good, and now I'm going to add a modification. So now once I'm lifting my right shoulder, I'm slightly lifting my left foot as well. So now the left knee and the right shoulder, they come a tiny bit closer, okay? But I'm not doing this, right? You didn't see that. It's just a tiny bit of a lift and then releasing, okay? Maybe 1 inch or two. Now left side to right and down. And again, this motion that we are doing, if you think about it, it represents the same motions that we do when we are walking, right? But we are doing it with a lot of support. So we can really stretch those upper back muscles and activate the shoulder joints a little more, okay? And again, shoulder shrug towards the opposite knee, then back, and the other one, and back. Last time, one, and back, and two, and back. Beautiful. Once you return, take a deep breath in, and release everything again. Remember, soft face. Jawline is also dropping heavy. You can even wiggle the jaw side to side or do the yawning motion. Those are very helpful for the mandible and the tension that sometimes we get in the neck when the jaws are tight, okay? So try to release there. Good, then we are going to lift the arms up towards the ceiling. I'm going to hold opposite elbows, and a simple motion that is also helpful for shoulders. We are going to move or slide both elbows to the left as we bring the chin over to the right and back to center. Then both elbows to the right, chin to the left, and return. Again, inhaling and back. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to add 3 more. Don't rush. Go with your breath. As you come and go, see if you can gently press the skull into your blanket to feel a little bit more of the activation of the neck muscles, the tissues, stretching a little more. Maybe you feel some nerve connections there, okay? So go easy, and I'm not forcefully pressing, okay? It's just a tiny bit so I can feel more of that connection. And like I just said, with the neck. Last one. Good, back to the center, release the arms, take another breath. Good, and then I'm going to go up again with my arms all the way towards the ceiling. I'm going to let my palms touch and imagine someone pulling from your wrists. Lift those shoulders off and the shoulder blades off the mat and just stretch the arms straight, right? So I'm not bending my elbows. I'm lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And then I'm releasing my shoulder blades down. Good. Now from here, keeping the arms straight with the elbows straight as well. I'm trying to not bend the elbows at all. And I'm going to send both arms over to the right with my chin, sorry, to the left with my chin coming to the right. And then back to center. Both arms straight over to the right, chin to the left. And back to center. Again, inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Once you come back to center, lace your fingers, bring your hands behind the skull, widen through the elbows, and take one inhalation to push the elbows down and feel slowly how the tailbone starts pressing down into your blanket more, arching the lower back, lifting the head, the chin gently going up. With the exhale, we reverse it, lifting the tailbone, tucking it in, and bringing the elbows in, lifting the upper back. And again, inhaling, we arch. This is the cow pose. And we exhale, cat pose. 3 more, inhaling. And exhale. Go at your own pace. Feel the connection to the core, activating more of your abdominal muscles into your spine and lifting, stretching those neck muscles and the upper back, okay? Good. Once you come down from the last one, take another breath here. I'm going to move so you can see me, guys. And I'm going to take one more here before we change this. So again, I have my hands behind the head. Elbows are wide to the sides. I still have my feet on the blanket. And I'm going to slide both elbows over to the right, lifting the left elbow up behind my head, and then back to center. Trying to slide, but I get stuck there. Good. And again, inhaling, I'm going to the side and back to center. Again, this one is super helpful, upper back, neck, and also side body. Back to center. Inhale. Slide your arms, don't lift them, okay? And back. One more like this. Good. Once you come back to the center, release the arms to the sides for a moment and bring them actually into a T letter, okay? So out to the sides, feet wide. Let's do just a couple windshield wipers to activate also hip joints. So we bring both knees over to the right. Take one breath here. If you want, you can bring the chin over to the left. Back to the center. Both knees over to the left, chin to the right. Back to center. One last time. Both knees to the right, chin to the left. Back to center. Last one. And back. Beautiful. Roll over to the side. Press up. And we are going to take this blanket that you had, if you had one on top of your mat, and you're going to fold it a couple of times to make like a gentle pillow, okay? I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. In this one, you will need a little piece of wall. If you don't have a wall, it doesn't have to be tall, okay? Just the base of the wall. But if you don't have a wall, it may be your coffee table, the end of a sofa or a bed that you have like close to you. Any piece of furniture will do that you can reach and kind of touch with your hands, okay? This is a super good one for shoulders and chest and upper back. So I have this pillow, quote unquote, that I made with my blanket. Then I have a real pillow. So you will need, like I said before, like from a sofa or from a pillow that you have at home, just to put it in front, okay? And then you're going to take your belt again. This one is all of the props. I want to do it before we have to close, right? Because it's really useful. And this one, what I'm doing is that the belt now, I'm doing that loop much shorter and I'm measuring shoulder to shoulder. So I get that loop to be shoulder to shoulder distance apart. I hope you can see it, okay? Good. So before I'm going to come into the shape, I think I'm a little far from my wall. I'm going to make myself a little closer. And you want to make sure that when you sit in front of your pillow, not on top, okay, in front of your pillow, that you can just lean back for a moment and check if your hand touches your wall or your piece of furniture. And it doesn't have to be that the hand touches completely, but at least you have to be able to reach with your fingertips, okay? That's what we want there. Before I come all the way down, so I have that measurement that I already did, and then I'm going to come with my shoulder blades onto my pillow and my shoulders as well. So my shoulders are on my pillow and my head is supported by that second pillow that I made with my blanket. Now, for some of us, depending on the length of your neck, so this is nothing wrong, right? Depending on your structure, maybe that blanket that you have as a pillow, it's too low. If you feel like it's too low, then you rebend it and you make it a little higher, okay? You don't want to feel like your neck is like this, that you're like suffering, okay? One of my teachers call it the decapitated posture. You do not want to do that. So it has to feel soft, okay? So again, I'm going with the second modification to show you. I have my shoulders and my shoulder blades on top of my pillow. The head is supported by my blanket. And then I have that loop that I made, shoulder distance apart. And I'm going to put both my hands inside. So my wrists are pressing into that belt, okay? So then from there, I'm going to extend my legs. If your lower back is sensitive or you have some pain, bend the knees and put the feet down, okay? If you're okay extending legs, extend the legs, extend through the arms, don't bend your elbows. And as you press into your belt, you're going to start lengthening and bringing your arms up and back towards that piece of furniture or wall that you have behind. Now, once you find it behind you, I want you to turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. And it's almost like if you want to walk your wall down towards the floor with your fingertips, okay, or your palms if you get there. Once you get there, right, even if it's like just reaching towards it and touching lightly with your fingertips, now pin your shoulder blades down into your pillow. It will change the sensation, okay? So press those shoulder blades down and try to keep reaching with your fingertips to the baseboard or wall or anything you have there. If your lower back is okay, push through your heels, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. One more time. Good. Then keep pressing with your shoulder blades down into your pillow. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to do one modification. Bring that belt now to your elbows. So now you're going to push with your elbows into your strap. Same idea as before, but my elbows are going to be now framed, right? Like a cinch. And then from there, I'm going to turn my palms to face up towards the skies, okay? And from here again, I'm going to pin my shoulder blades down, this time before I go all the way back. So press the shoulder blades down. And with that, start lengthening the arms without bending elbows. You won't be able to do it because of the strap. And you try and reach again back towards your wall. It might be a little further away from you, but try and keep pressing through the shoulder blades and stretch those arms, break into the belt, and try to reach with the fingertips into the wall or the piece of furniture. Take a deep breath and exhale. Last one. Then re-extend the arms up over to the skies. Good. Slowly get away from that belt. Stay there for a moment. Bend your knees. Place your feet on the mat. Lace the fingers. Bring your hands behind the skull. And now, like when we do the cat-cow, inhale here. First, press the elbows down. And with the exhale, bring elbows in. Pull yourself up and bring the hands down to press up towards the feet. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of this setup again for one more before we have to close today, okay? So now I'm not going to need my pillow like for the head. I'm going to move my pillow, the one that was supporting my shoulder blades, a little closer to the wall. And then I'm going to sit on top of my pillow. I don't need the belt either, okay? And again, you're gonna touch once you sit on your pillow and see if you have a little piece of furniture that you can touch with your hands, okay? Good. Now what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to bend my right knee, bring the right heel close to my sitting bone, as close as I can. I'm sitting, of course, on top of the support. My left leg is extended and it's a little bit out to the left. So it's not straight forward, it's a little bit out, okay? Once you have that, sit tall, bring the left arm to hold your right leg and bring it in towards your chest, okay? And then I'm going to try and drag chest and belly over to the right. And with my right hand, I'm going to touch my piece of furniture or wall, okay? Once you're there, this is good for the shoulders. I'm going to try and walk with my right hand as far back as I can. So that will really open and stretch the top portion and the front, right? Of course, you go to the place where it feels like it's enough. It should not feel like it's like tingly or getting numb. That means that you went too far, okay? Good. Now, as I'm walking my right hand back towards the back of the wall or the piece of furniture, I'm trying to bring my right shoulder blade in towards the back of my chest. So it's hugging into my body, okay? Keep that. Keep hugging the left knee in, tall spine, deep inhale here, and exhale. Good. And then I'm going to bring my chin over to the left. The chin is off the chest, okay? But I'm just bringing it over to the left to create a little bit more opening there in the shoulder neck area. Good. Then very slowly return with the head. Bring that right arm back. One breath there. Extend your right leg. Open it out to the right side just a little. Bend the left knee. We go over to the second side. I'm bringing my heel close to my sitting bone, sitting tall as much as I can. Right arm, I'm going all the way to the left to hug my leg and bring it in. I'm trying to drag belly chest over to the left. And when I feel like I'm more or less stable, I'm going to go and touch my wall with my left fingertips or hand, okay? Make sure you keep pressing through your right heel. Drag that belly chest over to the left as much as you can. And then you start walking those fingertips a little further back, okay? Like I said before, don't push too hard. Don't make that arm become like numb, okay? And then I'm going to try and send that left shoulder blade more into my body towards the center, right? Or midline. So I'm doing that action as I'm pushing the wall with my fingertips. Inhale here, lengthening all the way to the crown of the head. And then I'm going to bring my chin over to the right. Another deep inhalation here. And then I'm slowly releasing, coming back to the center. Extend that left leg, take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Good. Notice sensations in the shoulders. Okay, let's bring the legs to a cross leg position just for a moment here. And now do a few shoulder rolls. 2 or 3 one way. And then reverse it for 2 or 3 again. Good, beautiful. Okay, from here, I'm going to take my pillow out. I'm going to take also my belt, and I'm going to come onto my back, hug both knees into the chest, rock a little bit, make a few circles to massage your lower back. Good, and then bring the right shin on top of the left one, catch your feet, bring them in towards you, relax the shoulders down, feel the opening in the chest. Good, and then I'm going to switch, left shin on top of the right one, press towards your belly, so you release the lumbars into the mat, soften the shoulders down. Good, then release that. And we have very little time left. Okay, I want to show you only one more. If you have more time, you're going to stay there. If not, no, okay? I'm using both my blocks in the medium setting, one behind the other. One is going to support the shoulder blades. The other one is going to support my head. So if you have a little bit of time, I'm doing that, placing the base of my shoulder blade, sorry, onto the block, and the second block is holding my head. If you need the block of the head to be taller, you make it taller. If this height, which is the medium one, it's too high, you bring it down and you make them flat, okay? And then you're going to cross your legs, like if you're sitting cross-legged, Drop the shoulders down and stay here for a nice minute. I'm going to say if you have the time. If not, you stay just for a few breaths. Drop the shoulders, drop the head, feel the support that you have underneath. Okay, I'm already at the 9 hour, but let's breathe here just a couple more. I'm giving you some tools that you can use whenever you need, okay? So whenever you receive this recording, you can use it with this short sequence. It's really nice for upper back, shoulders, and neck. Good. From there, whenever you decide that you're done, this can be like done a little longer, right? But whenever you decide that you're done, you can push with your elbows, bring your hands down and press up, or roll over to the side and then come towards a seat, okay? So a few tools to have for the shoulders. I hope they are helpful. I hope you join me again for another session next time. Thank you so much. Namaste.